Recently on The Smoking Tire, we went to Utah to test the new Range Rover, its all-aluminum architecture, and its supercharged V8 engine. Things were good, and I promise you, the absolute last thing on my mind at the time was, man, what this thing really needs is to lose some rear seat room, gain an Evoque nose, lop some off the top, and be fast as hell. Just because I didn't think the Range Rover could get any better, doesn't mean I was right. So now, less than a year later, they've dropped another one. This is the all-new Range Rover Sport, and unlike the old one, it's actually sporty. What they've done is take the full-size Rover's aluminum chassis, stuffed it with the driveline from the very lively Jaguar F-Type, added the world's most advanced traction control system, their proprietary air suspension and differentials, and created an SUV that is somehow both faster to 60 than a Porsche Boxster and more capable off-road than a Jeep Wrangler. Here's the thing. A Range Rover needs to be incredibly capable off-road. It's what they're about, it's what they do. That's why it's got 10 inches of wheel travel, 7 inches of height adjustability, a dynamic locking differential that reacts 70% faster than the old model, and so many acronyms for computers you'll want a GTFO. On the other hand, people who drive Range Rovers can usually be seen weaving through traffic at extraordinary speeds, sometimes with their hazards on, often trailed by the paparazzi, and occasionally by the police. Especially if said Range Rover is in fact on rims. So, the Range Rover Sport was born. It's like the big Rover, only designed to be driven from the front, not the back, and with ultimate luxury taking a step down so driving dynamics can share more of the spotlight. Remember that aluminum chassis we spoke about? The Range Rover Sport uses it too, so it's 800 pounds lighter than before. This helps it go faster, stop shorter, actually get around corners, and get better fuel economy. The Colin Chapman school of off-roading, as it were. Of course, the monster engine helps a bit. The 5-liter supercharged V8 has two distinct personalities. On the one hand, it can catapult the 2.5-ton Rover to 60 in 5 seconds flat. On the other, it can tow 7,700 pounds. In the morning, I went 140 miles an hour without a care in the world. In the afternoon, I climbed a 48% grade on sand. The 15-inch brakes are bigger than a Ferrari Enzo's, and through either hill descent control or radar cruise control, work on their own. Inside, the Range Rover has the most comfortable seats that money can buy, with sustainable materials used in all the trim, which makes you feel better as you burn through petrol at an obscene rate, and the cabin needs to be isolated in order to help you ignore the jealousy of anyone not driving one of these things. If you need to drown out the sound of rebel gunfire or government drones, what you'll really need is the optional 23-speaker 1700-watt Meridian stereo that, although it doesn't literally blow women's clothes off, it does figuratively blow women's clothes off. The ride quality is impeccable, the versatility is unmatched. When I drive it, my life is better. Despite my 2 major back surgeries, I can spend hours off-roading it and not be in pain. It makes the right sounds inside and out. Only the full-size Rover has a better audio system, and only the AMG and the F-Type make a better rumble. But, of course, it's all at a cost. Range Rover says the Sport will average 19 miles per gallon. During this test, 200 miles or so, I averaged 7 miles per gallon. Range Rover says the Sport starts at 63 grand. The one I'm driving with the big engine, the big stereo, and the big wheels is 94.5. Now, there are certainly some things you can do without, like the rear seat DVD system, the LCD gauge cluster, or the 5+2 seating arrangement, which is an occasional use third row seat. As usual, whenever a manufacturer calls anything a +2, what they really mean is a +0. And of course, if you never plan to go off-road, and you must have the fastest SUV around, the X5M and Cayenne Turbo are both a bit quicker. For my money, I'll take the full-size Rover, since I like my sports cars sporty and my luxury cars luxurious. But if you absolutely must have the best of both worlds, the Range Rover Sport Supercharged is hard to beat. What have we learned? We have learned that it is possible to triple the speed limit in the morning and to climb over stuff in the afternoon in the same vehicle in total comfort. We learned that last time I drove a Range Rover too. It seems they keep teaching me the same lessons over and over.